In this video, I'm going to teach you how to properly throw a football, not only far, but hard, straight, and accurate, also from multiple arm angles. Let's go. What's up, what's up, what's up? I'm Mark, this is TrainAllSports, and welcome to the channel that goes over the little things that make big differences in your athletic performance. Okay, the first thing is your grip. So we want to take the inside where our finger bends right at our finger pad and put that on the inside part of the last seam. We're going to wrap our finger around the back part of the ball, creating this nice C, which is going to help us increase the spin rate of the ball, which is going to increase accuracy. And I'll talk about that later because that's one of the main secrets that NFL quarterbacks use that most of you probably aren't. Your other fingers can lay nicely on top of the ball depending on how big your hands are. Now what this is going to do is we create this nice C, and then we actually release the ball. We're going to throw that C, which is then going to rotate the ball very clean and very tight, which is going to keep an accurate spiral. As we begin to throw, what we want to make sure is that we keep our upper body relaxed as possible as our legs do all the work. Your power from throwing comes from the ground up. It doesn't come from your upper body at all. Your upper body is where the energy is flowing through, which is not delivering or creating a lot of force. This is why you can see guys who are very skinny throw very hard. Their upper body is just delivering the energy through the ball. Now there are two ways to hold the ball. We can hold the ball up in a ready position, which is traditional football, or we can hold the ball nice and relaxed. Nice and relaxed has its advantages because it allows you to throw from multiple arm angles, which has been proven to be a big advantage in higher levels of football.
He's looking to the right and throws it all the way across left, and he did that the same throw. Look at him, he's looking right, he throws it left.
And it also does not decrease your arm speed through the zone and your release velocity. You can see this in guys like Aaron Rodgers, who used to hold the ball up in college, and then they started dropping the ball and they ended up throwing the football much better. On the other hand, you have guys who still hold the ball up and still create a lot of velocity and still a lot of accuracy. It all depends who you are. For me personally, I like to hold the ball down, and I'll do a split screen of the difference between the speed of me holding the ball up versus down. All right, so delivering power from the ground. We want to make sure, like I said, your upper body is nice and relaxed, holding the ball where you feel comfortable, where you feel absolutely no tension on your upper back and shoulder and arm. Now, as we have our base anchored firmly into the ground, we're going to start to drive your back knee from the inside part of your foot. You're going to drive that back knee in as you do absolutely nothing with your upper body. Nothing with your upper body. Remember that. That knee drives in and your upper body stays still and your head is locked on to where you're going to throw. Now what that's going to do is create what's called hip and shoulder separation, where your hips are moving ahead of your throwing shoulder, which is going to create a whipping effect or some tension or stretch reflex in your upper body to deliver the energy forward. So as we do that, we drive our knee in, which is then going to rotate our back foot, and our arm stays back and our upper body is doing nothing, right? Our elbow is pointed towards the target, our shoulder is pointed towards the target, and you're almost, what they say, equal and opposite. Not a great term because it doesn't work for everyone, but you can see that I'm fairly aligned here, ready to throw the ball with my hips ahead of my shoulders. Now as you begin to actually throw the ball, this back hip will pop, and what we want to do is keep our hand open, and this hand just turns over. That's it. It doesn't pull, it doesn't yank, it doesn't move across, because that's going to move your head all over the place. That's going to create a lot of extra tension on your arm, possibly arm injuries. So what we want to make sure is this arm just flips over, and that's it. And as we rotate, you're going to notice that this elbow will tuck nicely into your rib cage if you're doing it right. You're not intentionally trying to tuck into the rib cage. What you're doing is allowing your body to rotate, and that elbow will fit nicely into your rib cage, creating what's called a blocking effect, where it stops your upper body from rotating, which then transfers that energy into your arm. The important part about your feet is when that front foot hits the ground, this is called lead leg blocking, which means that when it hits the ground, it's done. This is what's going to help you continue to rotate your hips. So as you drive that back knee in, this leg is also going to lock in and block your front side from continuing to spin. So what we have is this lead leg blocking, your front arm blocking. This is rotated, and now your arm is just gonna whip right through. What's important here is if you are tight in your core, all this leverage and force that you've created, blocking your front side with your leg and your arm, and creating hip and shoulder separation, if you do not do that, you're gonna lose it all in your core and it's gonna feel stiff and you're not gonna throw a good ball. Lastly, and here's the big secret that a lot of people don't know about. What you wanna do is you want to spin the ball as fast as you can. You need the ball to spin quickly. Now what that does, it does two things. For you, it gives you an extremely accurate ball, right? It'll cut through the wind, it'll fly farther through the air if you're going through a deep ball. On the wide receiver end though, it's important to know that the tighter the spin, the more the wide receiver can judge where the ball is going to land. If the ball isn't spinning fast, any little differences in air pressure or wind is going to push the ball off the wide receiver's trajectory. So as they see that ball coming in, if it's not spinning fast, it can easily get pushed around. Some of you may have seen that throwing a deep ball, the nose of your ball kind of points a different direction. That's because it's not spinning as quickly as it could. The faster it spins, the more accurate you are, and the easier it is for the wide receiver to perceive where the ball is going to go. And that will increase your completion percentage. Believing means achieving. I'll see you when you come back.